Going to something a bit different today. Instead of going down abandoned mines, we're heading off to the big pit. It's one of the last Welsh coal mines. It's a huge colliery, and there was about 700 people that worked here. There you go. The boys are getting ready to get in there now. Look, he's got his map.
Check this, I is now going to a coal mine, which is a place where the Wales people used to live underground.
All museums in Wales are free.
We like that.
All museums in Wales are free. We did pay £5 a ticket purely because it's a queue jumping ticket. There is no queue because it's quite early on a Saturday morning.
Donations. Thank you, Jared.
Yeah.
Alright, we're heading into the pit head.
Millions of years ago, miners lived in here before they became human beings.
No, they'd never lived within the mine. They only worked within the mine.
So what, people work under here?
Yeah, 30 to 40 people who work in here every day.
That is a crap job.
Nice voice, friend of the manager. And he's going to show you the bit of the story you didn't see down below. Down there, the real underground, you caught a glimpse of the old-fashioned world of mining. Now, I know everyone but me is getting older, but things have moved on. So, up here, we'll journey forward into a modern mine. All right then, draw the pictures. Aim on the big screen there, it gets a bit nostalgic at times, but no problem, folks. I'll drag him into the present. Enjoy the show. What price the food for your machines that drive our empire's might? It scars our land, it eats our numbers. Our days condemned to night. Black gold may be your savior to fire the minds of men, but the cost to us is priceless. Our souls are too condemned. King Coal has made us what we are, the means of your desire. The more you crave, the more we slave in burrows, flood, and fire. Couldn't put it better myself. Well, yes, I could actually, because he made us sound like downtrodden galley slaves, and there was nothing trod out about miners, man. By the end of the 17th century, Britain had cut down or burned much of its ancient woodland. For centuries, our great forests have been plundered to build our navy, to heat our homes, to fuel our growing industries. With the woodlands wasted, the Industrial Revolution must find another fuel beneath the landscape. Gripped by our appetite for power, we turned to coal. Side by side stood coal and industry, building the workshop of the world. It was the new currency of commerce, and steam coal in particular was its most precious tender. And that's the point. You might start with any old coal for raising steam, but you soon find that Welsh coal steams better than others. Welsh coal. Overnight, the once slumbering landscape of Wales was forced to yield its riches. Man tore out its heart for the black diamonds buried deep and rich beneath its earth. There are 1,300 square miles in the South Wales coalfield. Big Pet sits at the top of it, hungry to smelt iron and steam ships. In the earliest years, it was relatively simple. Here, on the brim of the coalfield, you could get the coal just by burrowing into the hillside. Patching, they called it. But soon, as the easy pickings faded, you had to sink a shaft to find your seam. Your only transport was a wicker basket. You hollowed out a chamber, and you hoped that the roof wouldn't tumble in. They call these mines bell pits. Bell pits. Dangerous places. Not much used in Wales, except around the coalfield edge. Black diamonds beckoned the miner ever deeper. And the deeper he went, the more he was hampered. By narrow shafts, by constant floods, by unbreathable air. It was a dangerous trade for the men and women who cut and hauled the coal. And instead of a handful of men, hundreds could not be killed. So what did it take to be a miner? For centuries he worked with the crudest of tools. I wouldn't call a mandrel and a shovel crude. They're precision instruments, only as crude as the man who used them. But they used the tools with courage and ingenuity. Even to reach the coal, you had to tunnel into the rock inch by grinding inch. It was many years before baskets became giant cages. Shafts gave the wide enough to hold more men and coal. And steam finally pumped muscle into winding engines. At last, a new word echoed through the workings below. Mechanization. Early machines now struggle to imitate cutting by muscle and hand. Heath Robinson devices, picks mounted in frames, and crank the handle to turn the gears. Some say the big leap came with the disc cutter, like a huge circular saw powered by compressed air, sliding like Boadicea's chariot along the coal face. Others say that the chain machines, we've still got them here, carried king coal into the big time. Now all hands turn to getting the black diamonds more quickly to the surface. Bigger machines made bigger tunnels. Later we'll show you these great mechanical molds, like the Dosco road header, whose ribbon teeth can carve a 2-meter tunnel in a single shift. But the fact is, although machines multiplied the muscle power, the price of mining multiplied too. Back in the 1920s, it had cost a few £1,000s to fit out a coal face. Today's coal face costs tens of millions. And however clever we were, the time came when other countries could produce cheaper coal. But not finer men, eh? Tell them about the men! Truth to tell, in the years of hungry industry, the rewards have been priceless. For a century, the coalfields prospered, building fine towns and rich communities. When coal was king, even the poor miner had his rich rewards. But 500,000 tons of coal a year from a single face still couldn't prevent the inevitable. The wheel had turned. So, surprise, surprise, there was no caviar champagne for breakfast anymore. And people forgot what a dangerous, dirty, hard, bloody job it was, even in the good times of coal. Okay, let's remind you then. Now, if you care to progress through the door marked exit, clever chaps, these miners, we'll show you how miners dug this precious stuff called coal. Go on then, you in the back there, keep up. But then again, once out, it can be as brittle as a biscuit. And until about 1950, miners were only paid for large lumps of coal. So they treated the coal with kid gloves, because if it fell to pieces, dear Maria, no pay. Now you might say, if it breaks that easy, why the fuss with all this machinery? But you've got to get to the coal, haven't you? And when you get there, you've got to get it out. So, all these tunnels are about getting to the coal. And not too long ago, the main way to make tunnels was with a big bang. Now, if you peer into the darkness, you can see our Christmas decorations. No expense spared. Now imagine that all those wires were connected to sticks of explosive. That was used to blast away through the rock and coal. Now that wall we're about to blow up is called the heading, and every day calls for another 2 meters of tunnel. So first, they drill holes in the rock for the explosives. Not willy-nilly, mind, but carefully planned. Each hole over 2 meters deep. They use that boring equipment you can see leaning at the front. The shot firer then eased rounds of explosive into the carefully cleaned holes, and then he'd link these with electrical wires. Now, see there, hanging up next to the boring gear is the exploder. Funnily enough, the shotsman wouldn't press that button standing this close to the explosives. He'd put a couple of sentries down the tunnels with shining red cap lamps, hurry back with his exploder to 200 meters away, and then, even if you were sitting right next to him, he'd holler for all to hear. Just like that. Then, if he got his wiring right, you'd hear that boom, 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 as the rock and coal were blasted out. Things didn't always go to plan, mind. Explosives are always dangerous, especially down a coal mine. After the fumes had cleared, there could be up to 30 tons of rock or coal to get to the surface. Then, the whole business starts all over again. Now, this is the mechanical mole we were telling you about. Sorry, didn't give you a turn, missus? Well, imagine that knocking on your coal shed door. Now, as big as it may be, this thing is nearly 40 years old and a toy compared to the modern ones. But even this could chew out 2 meters of tunnel in an 8-hour shift. It was twice as quick as explosives and a lot safer too. Yes, time was when this Dosco road header ate its way through the South Wales coalfields, well, like a maggot in Caerphilly cheese. And not anymore, it doesn't. Not by here, anyhow. But across the Atlantic, they found a new use for the Dosco. In the vineyards of California, there's one of these burrowing into the hillsides, making tunnels for storing wine. From coal seams to Chardonnay. Right, let's get this place sorted. Boy, is she had a night shift back here? She made all messed up. I know you won't call it boy, I got like as soon as you know that. Aye, but you had an easier life than me. These men are the repairers, and they know the mine from top to bottom. And more than anything, they know that Mother Nature abhors a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum? Where did you get that from? In other words, we can dig all the tunnels we like. But sooner or later, Mother Nature will close them up. It's the pressure of the rock, see? The weight is what we call it. Pushes down from the roof, in from the sides, and believe it or not, up from below. Take a look at these rings by here. They've had a right old bending, haven't they? And that floor lift. Fuck, absolutely terrible. Give us a lift by here, will you? These men have to work to keep the routes to the coalface open. Keep the arteries clear. Keep the tunnel safe enough and wide enough for the coal to flow. You won't see too many big machines in this neck of the woods. Now and then, mechanical saw perhaps, but mostly it's the quiet muscle of the men who know the rock. Men who've worked the coal, carved it out with their mandrels, feel its strengths and its weaknesses, and sometimes even its heartless treachery. Okay, folks, I think it's time we were moving on. Follow the yellow brick road. Lights over there. Blocked shoot, number 5. Blocked again.
Stop, start like a bloody milk round this morning.
Hey, you! Over here now. That's right, this way. I'm under here. Well, now, this is very fortuitous. This particular area, ladies and gentlemen, portrays the classic scene of our men at the coalface doing bugger all and not feeling at all happy about it. However, this shutdown does give me the chance to explain what's happening. This is the coalface 1970 style. In reality, it would be about 200 meters long say? I said, it's called the shearer. When it's working, it moves sideways like a giant bacon slicer. So it's not digging a thin, deep tunnel like what you might expect. It's taking a great sweep sideways from one end of the face to the other, shearing great swathes of coal off the seam in massive quantities. 400 tons of it at a single sweep of the face. 400 tons! Ah, that's a train full. Enough to keep 60 homes snug and warm for a whole year. What's the matter, boys? And that's how they get the coal. Anyway, if your senses feel a bit battered, we'll make ourselves scarce. Now, go back to the corner and turn up to the right for the last historical scene. Before they had big coal cutters, they called it the Widowmaker because of the dust it threw up. And it wasn't the only Widowmaker down the mine. Well, time to wash away the grime. When you leave here now, make your way up to the slope to those fine miners' baths they built back in the 1930s. Great they were. Made a big difference to the miner's life, and an even bigger difference to the miner's wife. But you know, there were some things about the pit that you couldn't wash away. Memories. Mostly happy, but sometimes sad. Memories of friends made, maybe lost in the pit. And you know, there was something else you couldn't wash off. That was pride. Ask any miner. Show him a pit lamp or any of that fancy tackle up there in those exhibitions. He won't see a museum artifact. He'll see something real. Part of his body, part of his craft, part of his pride. Under this black hole he built warm houses and bright chapels. Under this thin seam he built miners' institutes and finer education and better health. Under this secret place he gave power to nations and hearts to homes. You know, it wasn't only the coal that was squeezed out of ancient trees. The miners were squeezed too, into a comradeship you might never understand. When they needed a bit of help down there, you'd hear a world heritage of languages. I don't know if there's a message for the world in that, but a tale of comradeship is no bad thing to come out of the mucky heart of a big Welsh pit. Will that?
Yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool. The ventilation was mad, didn't it?
Yeah, it was like...
You got down to the bottom and there was all the pit horses. They had stables underground. Yeah, crazy place.
In the 19th century, when miners went down a pit, they'd lower a canary down first in a little cage.
What, make them do some mining?
These are what I like. All the old pictures.
This is the other side of where we just were. We've got to have a look at the winding drum from the outside, but that's where we went down, 90 metres. Last was just took us down the 90 metres. Wish the lead mines were preserved like this. We've got the sawmill. Look at the blacksmith shop.
Well, look at that. Look at that handle. That's a the barriers thing, but look, that's for tying the end and putting these things.
Got a press here. We've got a power hammer over there. Grinding wheel. Oh, for such a big place, that's quite a small power hammer.
5.
Look at your horses here. Victor and Welsh. Hey, Welsh! Well, keep this stuff. Right, your explosive magazine.
Morning, Bill. Same as yesterday, is it? Yeah, he's died. Very keen to see you again. Who's up with him? Oh, I see John. He's a trained shot fighter.
So look at this. Little hydraulic front loader.
The doors look bigger.
What a beast.
The road is blocked.
That's what I said to you.
Look, there's a big accident, mate. It's landing on the road.
Whoa! That's nuts. That is fucking nuts. Wash on the leaves. Look at the fern. Well done, that pal. Hope you recover soon.